Hello, welcome to my channel WWE Pulse.
This is a storyline that WWE has revisited many times throughout the years. It's usually played for laughs, with the superstar being attacked by some wacky, unexpected assailant, like a man dressed as a woman or a midget. But every now and then it is played completely straight with the identity of the attacker, being genuinely mysterious before they eventually revealed in a swerve ending. In this format, superstar is seemingly attacked out of nowhere by an unknown assailant, often someone who appears to have no motivation for attacking them. This will happen several times over a period of weeks, with the superstar still having no idea who is attacking them and why. It builds and builds until eventually we find out the true identity of the attacker and their motive for doing what they were doing. Now, in my opinion, the best execution of this story came in 2003, when The Undertaker was being stalked by a mysterious assailant, known only as the Big Evil. There were clues as to the identity of this person sprinkled throughout the episodes of SmackDown in the form of cryptic video messages which featured a distorted voice saying things like, "You can run, but you can't hide. And I see you. I'm coming." These videos would appear seemingly at random, sometimes following the same segment as the attack, and sometimes days later. The following actually aired 2 months after the debut of the character. It was also interesting how the attacks themselves happened. They didn't just show The Undertaker being attacked. Instead, they showed the perspective of the attacker stalking The Undertaker, waiting in the shadows, watching him from afar. This built up an air of mystery and suspense as we were given a glimpse into the mind of the attacker, making us question their motives and giving us a sense of their character. The mystery was only solved when The Undertaker had his eye poked out by a finger through his urn. During a match against Brock, it turned out to be none other than the recently retired Paul Bearer, who had been bitter over not being at the side of his former friend and brother-in-law during his final days in WWE. Another good example of this mystery. Attacker trope done right is the recent LA Knight storyline, where he has been terrorized by a stalker named Slapjack. Unlike the Undertaker storyline, though, Slapjack was more of a wild-card character who appeared out of nowhere. He was once someone who had previously been feuding with LA Knight. This added a layer of unpredictability to the storyline, as we had no idea why he was targeting LA Knight or how he knew so much about him. Despite this, Slapjack was able to make LA Knight's life a living hell by attacking him before, and sometimes even during, hiding in his house, showing up to his meetings with other superstars and ruining his promos. It built and built until finally LA Knight snapped and viciously attacked Slapjack, managing to get some answers out of him. Turns out Slapjack was just a fan of LA Knight's content on social media, and got his personal info and home address, and decided to stalk him because he wanted to meet him. You know, typical fan, right? However, there are also times where this storyline goes wrong and ends up feeling less whodunit and more Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Take, for example, the current mystery surrounding Mickie James' injured stalker. Mickie has been getting attacked for months now, but despite the constant near falls and brutal-looking attacks, she has yet to drop any kind of title. And although she hasn't caught her attacker yet, she sure has come close. In fact, I was starting to think that this storyline was never gone. Nah, get solved. When suddenly, out of nowhere, Doudrop appeared and attacked her. Now, I'm all for sprinkling in comedic relief here and there, but Doudrop's involvement in this angle makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. She randomly shows up out of nowhere to attack Mickey, despite never having interacted with her before and seemingly having nothing against her. Sure enough, the next week, Doudrop came back and attacked her again. And then again the next week. Then after getting her signature neck brace broken, she went ahead and kidnapped her and threw her in a dumpster. Yet somehow Mickey managed to escape without any serious injuries. Then Droop took things to a whole nother level when she kidnapped Mickey's husband and put him in a coffin. To be honest, this entire storyline has just been pretty ridiculous. Not only is Droop acting out of character, but there's also been zero build-up to that. It is honestly so poorly written that I am surprised Mickey has even just gone to the police at this point. Now look, I get it. We're supposed to be asking ourselves, who could be behind this? But Doudrop isn't an interesting or scary choice at all. In fact, it just makes the whole thing feel like a cheap Scooby-Doo episode. Where was the fun, creative build-up that made us care about the mystery? Why does Droop suddenly have beef with Mickey? If this was meant to be a swerve, it's failed because no one saw it coming. If it's meant to be played for laughs, it's just unfunny. Another example of this mystery attacker plot going south is the recent storyline involving Shinsuke Nakamura and his stalker, Rick Boogs, ever since Boogs debuted earlier this year. He's been stalking and harassing Nakamura, attacking him from behind, breaking his guitar, and generally just being an annoying little worm. But unlike most storylines like this one is building towards some big payoff, where we find out why Bugs is targeting Nakamura and what the big swerve is. Instead, it is just dragging on with no real purpose other than to give Bugs something to do. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you really cared about a mystery only to find out the answer was someone who seemed to have no connection or motive to the victim? That's exactly what's happening here. By failing to develop the motives of the attacker and neglecting to build a connection between him and Nakamura, WWE has robbed this storyline of any chance of a satisfying conclusion. Instead of building up to a big reveal, it's just become a repetitive and tiresome angle that has outstayed its welcome. And let's be real, Rick Boogs isn't exactly the most compelling villain out there. His attacks on Nakamura have become stale and predictable, making it hard to invest in the outcome. Instead of keeping us on the edge of our seats, wondering who's behind all this, we're left with a confusing and unsatisfying mystery that just doesn't pay off. It's not clear why Boggs is targeting Nakamura, nor is it clear what the point of this whole storyline is. It's just a confusing mess that makes us question WWE's creative direction. So yeah, these mystery attacker stories can be hit or miss. When done right, they can be incredibly exciting and suspenseful. But when done wrong, well, they just end up feeling like a waste of time. Now, if there are any other examples of this trope that I didn't mention, feel free to share them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching!
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.